Food mascots are some of the most interesting characters to me. They are designed to make customers buy whatever product a mascot tells you to buy. Though some companies also give their mascots their own identity and world. They also design them to be likable as well as being role models for children. One of the best examples comes from my favorite food mascot of all time, Ronald Mcdonald. Ronald has a hometown called McDonaldland and has friends such as Grimace, Birdie, and the Hamburglar. He helps out kids whenever they're dealing with a problem.
The Hamburglar is very clever and very sneaky.
The Hamburglar!
And he loves taking McDonald's hamburgers. So, what should you yell when you see it?
Help Ronald, sailor!
That's right.
Uh-oh.
Hamburglar.
It's a good time for the train.
You've got a lot to learn.
Don't take burgers, Rubble Rubble.
McDonald's.
Another great example of a good food mascot is Pasquale from Chuck E. Cheese's. He may be an accordion-playing drummer, but he is a professional Italian pizza chef who likes making jokes. What I really like about Pasquale is that he inspires kids to get creative with their ideas. There was this one show where he makes up a holiday as a response to not having a holiday in January.
It's loppin', spoopin', fakin', doopin', floppin', loopin' Funnin's Day!
Chucky, Pasquale's being weird again.
Hey, Pasquale. Are you feeling okay, buddy?
Yeah, Chucky, I'm a-feelin' great. It's loppin', spoopin', fakin', doopin', floppin', loopin' Funnin's Day.
Oh, what's that?
Well, I thought you'd never ask.
Food mascots are considered to be part of pop culture, either because they're based on popular products or restaurants, or because they have such wide appeal. Today, I'll be taking a look at some plushes based on a mascot from the UK candy company, Cadbury. Cadbury was founded in 1824 by John Cadbury. The dairy milk chocolate was introduced in 1905. By 1914, the chocolate was the company's best-selling product. Cadbury was considered to be one of the biggest British candy manufacturers throughout much of the 19th and 20th centuries. One of their products, named Cadbury's Caramel, was introduced in the 1970s and was given an ad campaign that ran throughout the 1980s and 1990s. Say hello to the Caramel Bunny. The Caramel Bunny was designed as a sex symbol. A sex symbol is a famous person or character that is widely considered to be sexually attractive.
Hey, Mr. Beaver. Why are you beavering around? Haven't you heard of Cadbury's Caramel? See, as the thick Cadbury's milk chocolate melts with that dreamy caramel.
What I really like about her is that even though she's slightly sexualized, she still has the look and design of a real rabbit. Her design is so cute, I just want to marry her, which is ironic given that I hate caramel with a passion. In the ad campaign, she tells animals to take it easy by eating a caramel bar, while the animals grow attached to her beauty, and I don't blame them. I would do anything to get my hands on her furry thighs. Okay, I think I made a lot of people uncomfortable. I'll try to stop. Should I still make this video? I guess I'll continue then. I'll carry on. Anyways, she was pretty popular in the UK, as well as being considered the third sexiest cartoon character of all time, only behind Betty Boop and Jessica Rabbit. Oh, come on, the Caramel Bunny is way more attractive than those losers. Anyways, she was so popular, in fact, that we were able to get plushes of her. In this video, we'll be taking a look at 4 plushes based on the Caramel Bunny, and see if they did a good job replicating her cute curvy design. Without further ado, let's start talking about the first and mysterious one. Here's the first plush we're going to take a look at. While researching, I stumbled across this plush on WorthPoint. No pictures have ever surfaced outside of this archived eBay listing, not even a video. There's no official year date to when this plush came out, if it ever released publicly. The description says that it was given to the seller's family member who worked at Cadbury, meaning that yes, she is an official plush of the Caramel Bunny. It's possible that she wasn't even released publicly, and instead given away to employees of Cadbury, making her the rarest Caramel Bunny plush of all time. Since there doesn't seem to be a touch tag on the plush judging by 3 photos, I'm gonna assume that this plush came out in the early 80s. The seller also mentions that she must be around 3 feet tall, and when you convert that to inches, yeah, that's how tall the sexy thing is. For being the first plush of the bunny, it's pretty good, especially since she matches her 80s design where she looked more like a rabbit. The arms are a little short though, but her legs make up for it, to me at least. This is a really good plush, not just because it's the caramel bunny, but because it's also mysterious and it kind of has a unique story. I see a lot of documentation about merchandise for Sonic and Mario, but I rarely see documentation for things outside of those franchises, so making this video about a food mascot is always a treat for me to make. The sold date for this plush was in October 6, 2013, so the listing's long gone now. It wouldn't be until 1989 where we got our first public plush of the Caramel Bunny. I couldn't find a good photo of what her touch tag looks like, but we do get to see what her paper tag looks like. Very generic, I know. Without the touch tag, I'm not able to know what company made her, if their company was credited on the touch tag. This plush is supposed to be laying down on the side, just like the artwork on the paper tag depicts her. Personally, I think she's a decent plush. The body is probably the best part about her. They did a pretty good job translating her body into plush form, even if she looks a little too thick. Her bow can be removable, but it can be lost, so don't remove it. In fact, I didn't see a bow on the first plush, unless if it was lost or was hidden. My least favorite part would have to be the face. The highlights in her eyes are yellow instead of brown. Also, there's one little detail missing on her. The buck teeth. How did they not include that? She's a rabbit, for heaven's sake. But the ears look nice though. For being the first plush to be released to the public, this plush is pretty decent. I would have forgiven it if she had the buck teeth, but the fact that it doesn't makes it my least favorite plush of the character. Still worth tracking down though if you're interested in the plush of the character. Now let's talk about my favorite plush of the character, the 1994 plush. She was released by Ideal Toys, who also made figurines of her. Unlike the previous plush, Ideal did a perfect job capturing the Caramel Bunny's likeness. Her face looks gorgeous, and her buck teeth are present this time. Like the 1989 plush, she is positioned to be lying down. They also did her body just right. Not to mention the bow looks just like how it should, like it did in the advertisements. Her eyes are black instead of having the brown highlights, but that's fine with me. My only gripe is that her legs are attached together, but you can free them up by loosening the stitchings if you want. This is, in my opinion, the best plush of the Caramel Bunny. The folks over at Ideal Toys were able to translate her sexiness onto a plush so perfectly, hence why this is the only plush I own while making and publishing this video. This is a plush I currently go to sleep with at night, and no, I don't actually have sex with it. That would be legitimately dumb. Here's the last plush we're going to take a look at. I don't know what year she came out in, but I do know that she is still available to get today if you visit Cadbury's Visitor Center, Cadbury World in Birmingham, UK. Cadbury World opened on August 14th, 1990, and is going to become one of Birmingham's largest leisure attractions. This place has a gift shop where you can buy either one of Cadbury's products or merchandise for their mascots, including the Caramel Bunny. Sometimes the plushes were displayed near the statue of her at the gift shop. She was also available in certain online stores as well. The plush itself, I'm not a big fan of, and for obvious reasons. The body's decent, not as attractive as the one I have, but it still gets the job done. My biggest complaint though is about the face. The first 3 plushes have plastic eyes, while the one's eyes are made of embroidery, which isn't a problem, as she actually looks great with that material. Her mouth is embroidered as well, but what expression is she supposed to be making? Is her facial expression supposed to be based on this artwork here shown on one of the Caramel Bunny wrappers? What's going on with her mouth? Also, the way her head is shaped is more rounded. But to be fair, the keychain version of this plush had way worse quality control. Yes, the quality control might not be the best on this plush, as I've seen some ugly looking ones online before. I think what's the worst part about her is the whiskers. They're too thick. The whiskers on the 1994 plush are nice and thin, but on the Cadbury World plush, it just doesn't look good. Not to mention that I have seen a lot of whiskers positioned very incorrectly. Her touch tag has some legal information as well as text reading her "Take it easy" slogan. She is the most common plush of the character, as I'm pretty sure that you could still get this plush, as well as the keychain at Cadbury World to this day. So overall, if I'm gonna have to be honest, this plush is okay. I didn't like it that much when I first saw it, but this plush has grown on me lately, and it doesn't look as bad as I say it is. And hey, at least she isn't play-by-play Sonic bad. So if you're wanting to get a Caramel Bunny plush and you don't want to spend too much money on importing the item, then I recommend getting this plush. Or if you're planning on going to Cadbury World and you want to get a souvenir, then this plush would be a great one. But if you can't go to Cadbury World, at least there's always Hershey's Chocolate World. I've actually been there before. You should go there. So, in conclusion, the first Caramel Bunny plush was probably not released to the public, instead given away to employees of Cadbury sometime in the early 80s. Then a public release plush came out in 1989, either at retail or for some special event. Then in 1994, Ideal Toys made retail merchandise for the character, including this plush. And then a plush was made available exclusively at Cadbury World, alongside a smaller keychain of the plush. It's pretty interesting that plushes of the Caramel Bunny even existed, though since Cadbury is a British candy company and how the advertisements were exclusive to the United Kingdom, I could totally see why I found it interesting, as I don't live in the UK, I live in the United States. So of course, any Americans watching this video might not be familiar with her. On her own, this is just a decent, slightly above average plush of a brown female rabbit. But all the context and sexual appeal brought to it being Caramel Bunny makes it so awesome and really cool. The best part about these plushes, well, at least excluding the first plush as it's extremely rare to get, there isn't any demand for these pretty things. I was able to get my 1994 Caramel Bunny plush on eBay for around $20. Though these plushes may be expensive to a lot of Americans, as it's a little expensive to import items in the UK. The Caramel Bunny is a really cute character, not just because I'm in love with her, but I also like the commercials that feature her, and something we don't see in food ads for the most part. I'll put a link in the description for you to check out a compilation of these commercials. I mean, it's great that Caramel Bunny plushes exist, but I feel like 4 plushes, 5 if you count the Cadbury World keychain, just seems to be a bit underwhelming compared to, say, 7 Pasquale plushes. Who am I kidding? The world would be so much worse if she didn't exist. Thank you, Caramel Bunny, for all you've done for us.